This is what I'm on. She wanna act like this a problem too, so okay, I know where to place you.
Hey Couture Baes, it's your girl Brat going live with the Breed Talk MAGA Bae Squad. Tasha K has finally given an official response. But before we get started, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice or my fave, the vegan water, and let's get into the mess, shall we?
The problem with Bondy and the bonbons. What I had an issue with is the other night I was in my live when we were on our 5-hour live stream. It was like, Tasha, because they go watch her. They said Bondy has been low-key throwing shots at you. And 2, she said that you're racist, homophobic, and you're helping the criminals criminal. And I was like, what? So I left. I was like, I ain't gonna worry about this. But I was on a plane, and when I was on 3 hours of sleep, I was on a plane flying to Atlanta yesterday, and I happened to have some time. I ended up putting on her show, and I started watching it. And so when I got to the part about me, she was talking about the DL Whisperer and TS Madison, and she was like, you know, Tasha, she gonna help the criminals criminal. And I was like, criminal? Criminals criminal. So I was like, okay, I was like, but Daquan is not a criminal. Like, DL Whisperer is not a criminal. But okay, whatever. She got her opinion on that. And how am I helping a criminal? And then she proceeds to say in the following sentence, well, why don't you go over to Tasha's platform? Because you know Tasha K is transphobic and homophobic. And so are the black women that follow her. So Shaq, listen to this. He was like, he said, Tasha, please don't say nothing. That's when I knew he knew I was finna get in that ass. I said, this woman worked with me for 2 years. We ain't friends, but she has shared stuff with me, you know, about, you know, what she got going on. But Bondy is very open about her bisexuality. I think people need to understand what phobia means. And I think the LGBTQ likes to throw that word around so loosely so that they can cover up the real shit that's in front of them, which is the issue that we're addressing at hand. Phobia is when you're scared of something. You got a prejudice. You're racist against them. You are a bisexual woman. I'm not scared of you. If I had a phobia against you, Bondy, you wouldn't have sat on my platform. And she is an intelligent woman. She's very intelligent. 2, she's from the South. 3, I feel like she's 35, maybe 36. She 10 years younger than me. There still may be a tad bit of immaturity, but I have winos from the age of 25 on up to 60, and I've listened to her, especially when she speaks on relationships. Bondy nails it. And Bondy used to do a lot of the reality TV content, so that's where I watched her and things like that. So like, but for her to be around me and say that, phobia, she make it say Tasha is aggressive against the LGBTQ. Now I can say that. You can say that. I am. Like I'm being aggressive on her right now. Because I feel like y'all like to weaponize y'all status whenever you can't articulate a conversation. You're saying I'm helping the criminals criminal. This happens to be a gay man. But you said I'm homophobic. I'm not afraid of gay men. I hire gay men. I have gay men as best friends. Not just, oh, I have a gay best friend. I have gay men as best friends. I marry gay people. For Bondy to sit up and say, and you work with me as a bisexual woman, you know my head producer is part of the LGBTQ. For you to sit up and say that and label me so loosely, I said, well, when did I become homophobic and transphobic? Was it after you cashed the checks or after we parted ways with you? Because from what the winos told me, you didn't start throwing shots until after we parted ways with you as a company. Let's just say that was the case. I was dragging TS Madison before I hired you. See, I'm an equal opportunity dragger on my platform. You say I don't like light-skinned women. They say I don't like trans people. They say I don't like gay people. They say I don't like white people. They say I don't like black people. They say I'm a parasite to the black community. I'm like, which phobia is it? Which prejudice is it? Which racist is it this week? When I drag people's character And what I told Bondy in the post that I took down, I said, I don't deal it. I don't deal with feelings. I deal with facts. The only criminals, because she was taking up for TS Madison, and TS Madison has sat on her platform and wished all types of things against me and my children. But Bondy don't have kids, so she don't understand that. She don't understand how it is for a man that portrays himself to be a woman wants to downgrade a woman. She would rather just protect her cause because that's her shield. Y'all can say, because you know what the haters say, she falls out with everybody. Do I fall out? Or do these people play in my face? I didn't have any strings attached when I helped Bondy. I've never spoken about Bring me a video where I've said anything negative about Bondy. You could have called me and had a conversation. And I could have called you. But I didn't take to my platform to call out somebody that I knew. Because I could have just went to you. So, thank you so much.
Bae Squad, again, y'all wasn't going to tell me there was drama, but it is what it is. I did the work so you wouldn't have to. So I watched what Bondy Blue had to say. It's up on her Instagram. She did 2 videos. And then I went and watched the whole thing from this live, which is on Tasha K's platform. So make sure you check out both of them. Here's what I believe the problem is and the issue is. Bondy Blue isn't effing with Tasha K because she supported MAGA. Back when the election was going on, Tasha K was parading around that she voted for Donald Trump. End of story. Now, everybody knows that TS Madison has beef with Tasha K. We've seen it. You know, I was brought up into it. Other black women was brought up into it. TS Madison wished death on myself and Tasha K. The receipts are there. And TS Madison did the same to Michelle ATLian. She verbally accosted us and said, suck my to myself and Jovi Beauty, amongst other things. You know, it was real hardcore for the women, but when the men had opinions, it was, you should call me, you should call me. So I find this very hypocritical, and I find it fake as from the outside looking in, because in reality, Bondy Blue is defending somebody who also loves criminals, who also has a phobia of heterosexual women who have opinions. So it is what it is. I told y'all before in the last video, Bondy Blue can definitely have her opinion. We all have opinions. We are content creators. And on the outside looking in, I feel like this is a conversation that should have been had months ago. But because people don't like to stand on business, they like to use other things as, oh, this is the issue. This is the issue. I didn't like the fact that Bondy made it seem like Tasha K promotes the phobias, because that's weird to me. But again, she's entitled to her opinion. I just feel like this, stand on it. Nobody is trying to say you don't have an opinion. Just don't subjugate me because I don't like an individual. It has nothing to do with the group. It has everything to do with the individual. Now, that's what I got from this. But what are your thoughts on this, Bae Squad? And to one of the subscribers who said that Bondy and her man broke up, they didn't break up. I think she's just bi, which is not an issue because, hey, live your best life. And on that note, comment down below. I gotta go. Bye, hoes.